the stereotypes. You had poverty, race. What do you think about the Black Lives Matter and reparations and things that people are talking about today? I'd be interested in your
perspective. I think they're tools. I think those are tools that are used to manipulate society. If you want to read something interesting, read the congressional record. January the 10th, 1963. They read into the congressional record the goals of the communists in this country. And, dividing the people, dividing children from their parents, gaining control of the school system so you can indoctrinate the kids, denigrating religion, anything that had to do with faith. It's pretty amazing that they've accomplished so many of the things that they're trying to do, because Khrushchev told Eisenhower that your grandchildren's grandchildren will live under communism, and we won't have to fire one shot, because they had a plan on how to manipulate people and change people. And somehow the American people have got to be awakened to what's happening. It's being played like a fiddle.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, so if I'm wrong, you correct me, but it seems to me like a person that has come from your background and yet has achieved so much would be offended by the fact that people say that because of the race, your race or something like that, that you can't achieve and stuff, because you've proven them wrong. It seems to me like that would be very offensive to you.
Well, it's very hard to offend me, but I will tell you, it is bothersome. And I wrote an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal 20 years ago, in February of '03, called Compassionate Action. And basically the premise is that we have always extended a hand up to those who are downtrodden, but that should have nothing to do with race. And, different people are downtrodden at different times, and we should help them. But to just take one race and say, now you've been disadvantaged, so now we're going to advantage you at the expense of someone else. Two wrongs don't make a right. That's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I agree. So could I get your opinion on systemic racism and America just being racist in its inception and things like that?
Well, I won't say that there hasn't been a time when we had racism. We certainly did. I can remember as a 6-year-old going to Tennessee and seeing the whites only and colors only signs.
Yeah.
And people explaining to me, you got to be very careful down here. This is in Detroit. But back in those days, if a black person came on television and it was in a non-servile role, it was a big deal. Called everybody into the living room. Hey, look at this. This is great. And now, in the exact same lifetime, you have black generals and admirals and CEOs of Fortune 500 companies and heads of foundations and university presidents. We've had a president of the United States. I mean, to say that we're still back in those days requires an ostrich mentality. Obviously, we have changed dramatically. Not reached nirvana. We probably won't reach that until we get to heaven. But we've made enormous progress in this country along racial lines. And anybody from any race can take advantage of the enormous opportunities that exist in our society right now. But you got to work. You got to put the work in it.
Well, when I say things like that, I get criticized and called a racist. When you say this, how do people respond to you saying that basically you can't, anybody can make it? I bet you get criticized too.
They call me names. The comedian Chelsea Handler said I was a white supremacist.
How do they say that?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
But they don't like stories like mine because it gives lie to the things of what they're saying all the time, that people are victims and that they can't make it. And to see somebody who has made it through all that, they don't want to hear about that.
Can I?
Yeah.